if you click to watch this video, I guess you really want to know how to go about raising funds to build your house. A lot of people have been asking me lots of questions, so I'm going to be answering what I can answer today for you guys, and hope I satisfy you guys. So Cameroon here will just be like a case study, because that's exactly where I live and that's where I've gotten my experience from, but it could as well apply to any other country or any other African country. So we are going to be talking about how to raise funds, the different ways in which you can raise funds to build that dream home of yours. Okay, so if you are in a relationship or if you're married, it will be easier for you, but if you are single, it's not impossible. Okay, so let's just go straight into the points. All right. So the first thing I would advise you to do is to save. First method of saving, which is very efficient, is creating a blocked account, an account that you create in your bank, okay, separate from your regular account. And that's an account where you save up money. You could come up with a strategy of saving up, let's say every month you save up 100,000 francs there, 500,000 francs there, 1 million francs, depending on your project. It has to be blocked for a period of time that you are going to decide with the bank manager. It will depend on your project. You could do for 3 years, 5 years, even for 1 year. The amount you're going to be putting there depends on you. Maybe have some extra income along the line that could be a huge sum of money. Just go and drop it there. But then the difference is that unlike your regular account, when you drop money there, you can't actually touch that money till the agreed date. So if you signed there that you were going to be getting the money, let's say 5th of December 2025, you are going to wait till 2025 to get access to that money. Okay, that's why they call it a blocked account. So know that any money you drop into that account, you will never get access to that account till the date expires. Okay, moving on to the second saving method that I also love, that works very well, is Njangi. Okay, in Cameroon we call it Njangi. You're not a Cameroonian. Njangi is an association or a situation in which a group of people come together. It's just a place where people gather monthly. They contribute a sum of money and help a particular member to handle whatever project they want to handle with. So it actually helps a lot. Okay, so the amount could vary. I've seen Njangis where people play 100,000 francs per month. Some people even play 500,000. Some play 1 million francs per month in Njangi houses. Okay, so Njangi is actually a very good method of saving up money to carry out any project. So that could be a very good option for you to raise funds for your house. Okay, another advantage that Njangi has is the fact that unlike getting a loan, the advantage of Njangi house is that you get money there to finance your project without any interest. Okay, it's a form of saving up money. At the same time, it's a form of getting a loan without an interest on it. It's basically those two aspects combined. Okay, some sort of loan and some sort of saving at the same time without any interest attached to it. I don't know if that makes sense. So another advantage that Njangi has that I really love is that it's easy to get loans. People actually get loans also from Njangi houses. Okay, so when you want to get loan from a Njangi house, most Njangi houses you just need to apply. At times some you even just apply verbally, and you just state the amount you need, and some might ask you a collateral if it's a huge amount of money, but if it's not huge, they might not necessarily ask for a collateral. So it's easier to get money, to get loans from a Njangi house, because getting a loan from the bank, it's a long procedure and a lot of paperwork and everything. But in a Njangi house, it's pretty much easier. The Njangi house that you could ask for a loan today and they give you the same day at the Njangi sitting, or the next day, but in a bank or a credit union, it's a whole process on its own and it takes a lot of time. So Njangi has a lot of advantage. I've also come across some Njangi houses that operate almost like a block account. Those Njangi houses, people agree to contribute money or to save up money 3 years or 5 years without touching it. That's, imagine going to a Njangi house and playing your Njangi money, but you're not benefited for 1, 2, 3 years before everybody's going to benefit at the same time, and it's going to be a lot of money, and people are going to carry out their projects. So the only thing I would advise is be very careful when you're looking for a Njangi. Okay, before you join any Njangi, make sure to take your time and study that Njangi very well, and make sure the person who is taking you there is a very reliable person that you trust very well. Or better still, you could create your own Njangi with your group of friends or your group of people or in your family. There are family Njangis, okay. My highest Njangi that earns me a lot of money is a Njangi that we created just amongst us friends, okay. We decided to come up with our own Njangi and we created our own Njangi. Njangis are something very, very legal in Cameroon. People even legalize their Njangis. And Njangi, actually, the Njangi I'm talking to you guys about is actually legalized. So by legalized, I mean the Cameroonian government knows that there's a particular association that exists somewhere called this or that. So we have a legal bank account, the government knows us. Another method of saving is just saving up money in your account, in your regular account, okay. If you know that you're a very disciplined person, you could just be saving up money in your account. But the inconvenience of saving money in your account is that it's your account, right? It's yours, so you do what you want with your account. You could still improvise at any moment. You could have a good project, you're saving up for that project. But if you're not a well-disciplined person, you could have a change of mind at a certain period of time. Maybe you've seen a beautiful car that you want to buy or a beautiful something, you just improvise since there's money in your account, get carried away by that beautiful thing you saw, and you find yourself removing money from your account and buying that thing, hoping to top it back, okay. Since it's your account, you just feel free and you're not really disciplined. So for someone to really save up money in their regular account, it needs to be someone who is really, really disciplined, okay. The advantage of Njangi over saving in your own personal account is that the Njangi obliges you to be disciplined. So you've got no choice. It's people's money, okay. So giving the 3 different types of saving methods I've given you guys, like I said, all those 3 are good depending on which one you prefer. But for me, if I have to put them in a scale of preference, I'm going to say that the best option is the Njangi house, next the blocked account, and thirdly savings. So that said, we are going to move to the next stage of how you could get finances for your house. So the second method of coming up with funds for your house is actually a loan, okay. Getting a loan from a bank or whichever institution you might think of. So let's actually get into the type of institutions you could go to for a loan, okay. So the first one I mentioned already earlier, you could get a loan from Njangi house that I talked to you guys previously in the other points. So I don't need to go into details to explain to you guys already how it's done. The second option here is actually going to your own bank, your regular bank, your standard bank, going to your own bank and applying for a loan. So if you're employed by the state in Cameroon, it's much more easier for you because you don't need any collateral to get a loan from your bank, okay. So it's pretty much easier when you have a government salary, okay. When you're employed by the state, it's pretty much easier. And another advantage when you're employed by the state is that interest rate is very, very low, okay. I think in Cameroon it mostly varies from, and depending on where you're getting the loan, is it a bank or a credit union. Credit unions are a little bit lesser than the banks. That indirectly leads us to the second place where you could get your loan from. It's a credit union, okay. So like I said, if you're employed by the state, it's easier. If you are a business person, you can also get a business loan, and there are 2 types of loans generally: consumption loan and business loan. So if you want a consumption loan, there's a maximum amount of money that you could get for a consumption loan, but if you want a business loan, you could have much more money. But the business loan, they take into consideration a collateral. Yeah, you can be granted a business loan without a collateral. So that's why they say when it's a consumption loan, it's a little bit easier, though the amount would be very limited, but it's a little bit easier to get. The bank doesn't really accentuate on whether it's a consumption loan or a business loan. It's just that if you're a business person, normally you could get access to much more money because your project shows that you need a lot of money and you have equally a collateral that you give to the bank, unlike the consumption loan that is mostly taken by civil servants, and they don't need to put a collateral, but it's some sort of very limited. It has a maximum amount depending on your salary, okay. So moving on to the other part of it, which is the credit union. It's also very advantageous. So for me, when it comes to getting a loan from a credit union and a bank, for me it just depends on your preference, okay. Which one do you prefer? Because each one has its advantages and its disadvantages. Like I said, with the bank, the advantage is that if you're a civil servant, you don't need to place any collateral to get a loan from the bank. But with the credit union, if you're a civil servant as well, that you perceive your salary from the credit union, you as well need no collateral, but then there's a minimum amount of money that you should have in your savings before you could get a loan. But the bank doesn't look at that, you guys get. So another advantage that the credit union has over a bank is that with the credit union you could get much more money, okay? The credit union doesn't really limit your money because of your salary. No, the credit union looks at consumption or business loan. Yeah, that's what they are mostly concerned about. So in a credit union, if you want to take, for example, a consumption loan, they could maybe give you a maximum of 5 million francs for consumption loan. That's an example. But if you want a business loan, you could get more than that. You could get maybe 10 million or more. It depends on that particular credit union. But in the bank, they don't really care whether it's a consumption, it's a business loan. They just limit you according to your salary. Do you guys get the difference? The credit union doesn't really limit you according to your salary. They limit you according to whether you're getting a business loan or a consumption loan. I hope it's understandable. The third way you could get a loan is through the government's real estate agency. I don't know if it exists in all countries, but here in Cameroon, we have what we call Crédit Foncier, okay? Crédit Foncier is a financial house that the government has put in place to help civil servants, okay? To help government workers in terms of real estate. The government grants you loan, so you can easily get huge sums of money there to finance your real estate project. It could be your house or a business infrastructure that you want to build. So the Crédit Foncier is good. Very, very good, guys, because they really give you a lot of money. But then the inconvenience is that if you're getting that money to build your house, your personal house, that's a non-profit something, your personal house, it's some sort of disadvantageous. It's advantageous to get money from the Crédit Foncier if you want to build something that is going to produce money, okay? So if you want to be like a commercial building somewhere, the Crédit Foncier is the right place for you to go. But if you want to build your personal house, it's not really advisable. Though some people get money from there to build their personal houses, but at the end of it, they end up regretting somehow, okay? So I wouldn't advise that, because that was the advice I was given by an elderly person, and I'm glad I didn't do that, okay? But then, guys, if you have a good, beautiful, lucrative project, real estate project that you want to embark on, don't hesitate. If you're a government worker, okay, if you're employed by the state, don't hesitate to go to the Crédit Foncier and peacefully get your loan there. That's the best option you could ever choose. But then, like I said, you should be a government worker, okay? You should be employed by the state. That's when you're eligible to get money from. If you're interested, you could do some further research to know whether some business people really get loans from there who are not working with the government. I don't really master that part. What I wanted to say is that it's advantageous to get money from there when you've gotten your land already, okay? Because they have two ways of financing. They could finance you money to get the land, or they could finance money to get just the building, or they could as well finance the land, the building as well, the construction as well, okay? So that's how it goes. Then, guys, when you're getting money from the Crédit Foncier, it's a very good thing, guys. Like I said, you could get hundreds of millions of loan from the Crédit Foncier. Honestly, people, when you see most of these buildings that you guys see by the roadside, these huge buildings, it's the Crédit Foncier that finances the buildings. But then the reason why it's not really advisable to use it for your own house is that when the Crédit Foncier builds a house for you, because I will use the term they build a house for you, because they are the ones actually financing everything. If you have a piece of land already, for example, they will send a team to come and evaluate the land. Building a home, they evaluate per meter square. A meter square has an amount that they pay for the construction. Let's say evaluate a meter square like 15 million for a meter square, okay? That's how they could evaluate your building. So 15 million per meter square times the amount of meter square that your house is going to occupy, and you do the maths, okay? When they finance the construction of your house, for me, I just believe that house is not yours, okay? Why do I say that? The house is not yours because you won't get access to your documents. Can you guys imagine living in a house that you feel is yours, but you don't have access to your documents? You understand? That's the land title, the construction permit, in fact, all the license that they give you when you build a house, everything about the house, everything. It's not yours, okay? It stays with them there. If you took that loan, let's assume you took 100 million, for example, and from your salary, because they deduct it from your salary. Let's assume you got 100 million francs loan, okay, from the Crédit Foncier. Let's assume you have 30 years for the money to be completely deducted from your salary. salary. So imagine owning your own house and actually living your whole, basically your whole life, 30 years of your life without having the papers to your house. You guys get the inconvenience. For me, I just look at it as if it's not really your house, okay? It's not really a house. So till you must have paid back all the loan, then the Credit Foncier company is then going to hand you over your documents, okay, your house documents. That's when you actually feel that you own your house. So if you're that type of person that you don't mind having such an inconvenience in your life, then fine, go to the Credit Foncier, okay? Like I said, it's advisable to get a loan from the Credit Foncier when you want to build a commercial something that will actually be paying back the loan for you. I have a certain magazine there in town. Let's say in Jouvence, I have a commercial building there in Jouvence. Even if I don't have the papers, it's not a big deal, okay? It doesn't really matter to me. It's not a big deal so long as I'm making money there. I don't really mind. They could stay with those papers as much as 50 years, 100 years if they want. So that's where business people now could actually come in to get loans from the Credit Foncier, because as a business person, they don't slash it from your salary, they slash it from your business. So you get loan from there to build your business, to build a commercial something that's going to in turn be paying back the loan every month. After let's say 10 years or 15 years or 20, it depends on the amount of money you took, when you must have paid back all the money. Imagine now how you're going to enjoy this life, because every income you're making from that building, for example, would be all yours. So imagine how you could start enjoying flying and going to this country for social vacation. I would advise anyone out here who intends to get a loan for a construction, that's, let's say you intend to get a loan to build your house. If you're a business person and you know how money works and you really want money to love you, don't get a loan and dump it somewhere in the name of buying a land and be paying interest. That's the best way I would advise you to go about it. If you're confused and you don't really know how to go about it, I would just advise you never to make the mistake of getting a loan to buy a plot of land. For me, that's stupidity, that's foolishness, okay? It doesn't make sense to construct in it, let's say in 2 or 3 years time. That's when you're constructing your house and you're paying interest on that loan. It doesn't make sense at all, okay? It's preferable to get a loan when you're about to build something that's going to bring back money, okay? Or even if it's not going to be producing money, you build your house and you get into your house. At least that's some benefit already. When you're living in your house, that's already some benefit. So it's not that bad. Save up some money, okay? So thanks for watching this video, guys. We've come to the end of this video. I hope you learned 1 or 2 things, and I hope this video helps you. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, just subscribe if you haven't, so that whenever I make a video on what catches your interest, you could just watch, okay?